Accessing WRMW file. Sir, I'm picking up something on the satellite. Downloading archives. Sir, I'm having a little interference. I'm checking it out right now.
Alex Figueroa?
Pablo.
Rough breath. Silvio?
Here we go. Welcome to Wide Range Media Webcast.
Welcome everyone to a new episode of Wide Range Media Webcast. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-hosts are...
I'm Pablo.
And I'm Silvio.
All right, so this is our episode 90th. This is our 90th episode.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a lot of episodes when you really think about it.
Nobody thought it was
why
possible.
don't you do 90 times, what would the math be to figure out how long we've been doing this? If we're doing it once a week, all right.
That'd be over a year and a half.
For a month, right?
It's 52 weeks, so that's 52 of that. Plus
Math is math.
plus 38, that would be 90. So you're looking at a little over a year and
Carry
a half.
over the one.
No, but I mean, it's a lot. I mean, we've been yapping for a year. We've been talking a lot.
Has anybody been listening, though?
Oh,
For
my
a year and a
God.
half.
But
okay.
I would like to thank everybody
That has been listening.
Yeah,
Yes,
that has been listening
I
for
know there have been some listeners there.
Yeah.
And, we do thank them. And
even in our podcast too, because of course we went to video and then we have our podcast.
we've been all over the place.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank everybody on our podcast section and then everyone that's on YouTube Live right now. So this is our 90th episode, and this is our Reboot or Redon't portion of our episod. We're not going to do that right now because we got some breaking news in terms of movies. But,
Breaking news. I see what you did there.
Yeah, you like that, right? It was like a pow. Pablo didn't get it. He's too sick. Pablo got the flu. All right, so basically, Breaking Bad got announced.
Back, baby.
Yeah, green lighted by Netflix. Now, people don't know this because, of course, it's just breaking out now. But the sources say that Aaron Paul will reprise his role as Jesse, but they don't know if everyone else is coming back because it's a sequel. It's not how they met, or it's a direct sequel to the TV show.
Okay, well then if it's a sequel, wait a minute, spoiler.
Could be flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They didn't give nothing else. That's all they said. It's a
Well,
sequel.
us too.
Well,
We
no,
have to be
no.
careful.
We're talking about it. If we're going to talk about it being a sequel and who's not coming back.
No. They
reason
just said everybody's not confirmed. They
Okay.
just saying that the original cast and everyone is not confirmed yet. But as of right now, Jesse Pinkman, the guy who plays him, Aaron Paul,
Right.
is signed on for the show. I mean, it's for his character. So pretty much.
Where's
now
it going
I
to be
guess-
playing? Who's putting this together? AMC?
Netflix is putting it together. They
Oh,
greenlighted
Netflix
it.
bought that from AMC?
Yeah, so this is how it works. Netflix
Wow.
gets the first runs, and then it goes on to AMC. So you get to watch it first on Netflix, or you can wait and cancel your Netflix and then wait for it on AMC. So you got two choices on how it goes.
Well, the interesting thing here is Netflix is turning around the whole business model because, AMC is cable and everybody has cable and it's bundled together, although more and more people are cutting the cord.
Yeah.
So now Netflix gets it first and then they hand it over to cable.
Yep.
And cable never releases things the way Netflix does, which is all at once. They're going to release it one at a time. When Netflix has already released it all so that you can binge it,
In a bulk.
in one day or two.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So as of right now, in terms of it, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, the writer's back," and yes, Vince Gilligan is directing and writing this movie. So
Okay,
you're
that's
getting
good,
him
yes.
and everybody else. It looks like everyone is coming back for this project. In terms of the writing and special effects, I mean, I don't know all that.
Okay.
But
I don't know, Alex. Were you a big fan of Breaking Bad?
I saw the seasons. I thought it was good.
Okay,
But I'm
I know
not
that-
like a diehard fan. Like
I know
like you
Pablo
guys
and I
are.
both are, and I listened to the Breaking Bad podcast as it released. It would come out 2 or 3 days after the episode came out, and it was the editor, sometimes people from the writers' room. And every now and then they would have guest stars. Bryan Cranston was in there. Aaron Paul was in there. A lot of the actors sat down and participated in the podcast. You can still go back and listen to them. Very, very good stuff because they talked about so much technical stuff. Vince Gilligan is amazing when he talks about everything that he did and all the trials and tribulations to get and put an episode together, and we would watch it. It was so polished. It was such a great episode, and they had to go through so many things to make it that good, and things that didn't work that they would take out. It is really a good podcast to listen to, and that's the important thing here is if they're going to do the sequel, did they bring back that group? Because I think that group was a magical group. They got the right people together in the room, everything post-production. And that's what made Breaking Bad so good for so many seasons and such an incredible finale that people still talk about it today. And hopefully the sequel will live up to the original series.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, this is all they say. They say Breaking Bad movie will mark Gillian's first project to stem from the new 3-year overall deal that he signed with Sony TV in July. Sources say that the pact is valued at less than $50 million. As Gillian is not the same volume space as producers like Shonda Rhimes and Ryan Murphy, who both signed 9-figure deals for Netflix.
Wow.
Woo, that's a lot of money for producers and writers. But what do you think, Pablo? What do you think on this news that break out today?
Well, I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad and a big fan of Vince
Gilligan.
Gilligan, right?
Gilligan. Yeah, Gilligan.
It's Gilligan. Vince Gilligan.
Gilligan.
When he
like the island.
When he was involved with X-Files.
X-Files, yes.
I've been a big fan of. So, and Breaking Bad has to be one of my top series. It's up there with with X-Files. If you guys follow the podcast and know that X-Files is my favorite TV series. So now, as excited as I am about this, in which I am, because everyone is, at least the core is back. And Netflix, they tend to put money behind their product, and they do a good job at marketing. And so I'm happy with that as well. The question is, do we really need it? Because Breaking Bad, the series was so complete.
Yeah, the story finished well.
It had a good beginning, middle, and
left. Yep, exactly. Well, again, we don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. Yeah.
But it got tied up in a very good bow ribbon package. Boom, good story finale.
Exactly. And we had a quote unquote prequel with Better Call Saul, which I saw some of it. I enjoyed it, but not enough to invest in it. But from what I've heard, it's really good as well.
It's gotten even better. Yes.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, you're right. I heard that it's gotten better, but I've never maybe something that I'll go back and revisit and watch it again. Exactly. But so we already had more added to the Breaking Bad universe, if you want to call it. I don't know what else to call it. I guess that's the popular term going around now. Everything is a universe. But again, that's my question, and I'm not bashing it, saying because I know that it's going to end up being good, so I'm not bashing it. But my question is it something that we need? On a quick side note, we know that Sopranos is doing something very similar. They're doing a movie.
That's right. I heard that. Yeah.
Which I don't know if they confirmed this, but I read that Gandolfini's son is playing him as a young Tony Soprano.
Really? I hadn't heard that. Wow.
So
now,
go ahead.
That one's kind of interesting because if you remember from the series, they did talk a lot about him early on, some of the stuff, how he
and
became,
some flashbacks.
And there was some flashbacks. Him with his cousin, which was Steve Buscemi, was a big part of that, and how they actually grew up and overtook that card game, and they made their bones and things like. So that has some possibilities.
Well, I mean, also, if we're gonna go down this line, they're doing a Deadwood mini movie. Also,
I heard that too.
Which I'm excited for because that was an amazing TV show. So I guess that's the route they're going to see if the fans like, oh wow, they're coming back, and then maybe they could respawn the series. I mean, not Breaking Bad, but like shows that got canceled. Maybe get relived again, like
especially Deadwood, because Deadwood they did not give it a chance to complete, and that was they just canceled it,
and I'm like an open ending too. Like it was just like
exactly.
You're like what?
Yes. So that deserves a revisit.
Yeah, so again, Breaking Bad. There's gonna be a lot of news breaking out a lot during the week, months to come when they start filming and blah blah blah.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
I'll give it a good
everybody
chance.
is.
Yep.
So next on the list, which is funny, Terminator got the new name. James Cameron released the name of the new film.
It's not confirmed though.
It's confirmed.
No,
Everywhere
even
it's
he
saying-
said it's the working title.
It's
which
gonna
Not like
be
is
his
the
not-
title.
avatar.
It's
It's
gonna
not
be the
his
title.
avatar titles.
Okay, maybe it is,
It
but
is.
I'm just pointing that out that he said that this is the working title, and we know that until we see it on a poster or on a trailer, things can change.
Yeah, but if you're not gonna say naming title and then all of a sudden out of the blue just to this is the working title. That's gonna be the name of the movie. Dark.
Okay, what is it?
Dark
What's the name?
Fate. It's called
Dark
Dark.
Fate.
It's called Terminator Dark Fate. Now
No fate except that what you make.
I don't know
What
what
was the line?
hell-
Yeah, Terminator 2.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know. I mean, you guys want to break. I mean, I'm not saying break down the movie. You guys could think of from this title what the film is going to be about. I mean,
All we know is that Schwarzenegger is playing a different T model.
oh god.
So this is not a direct sequel to that last thing they just.
No, it is. It is a direct
is.
sequel
Okay.
Oh man.
to Terminator 2. The
Okay.
first two are the only that are canon.
Mm.
And that Schwarzenegger is playing a different T model, so he's not T800. So he might be something like a hybrid of T1000 with liquid metal. So he might be, but
With old saggy
but
skin.
we don't know yet, Alex. I'm
No,
really
I'm just
excited
saying,
about this. I'm
it's a-
excited about this. We got James Cameron. We
But he's
got Linda
producer.
Hamilton. Yeah, but
He's
still,
not
though, he's
directing?
involved. No, he's not directing. Tim
No.
Miller's directing, who did Deadpool. So I'm excited about
okay.
that.
Okay.
I don't
Um,
know. I go ahead.
Linda
I'm sorry.
Hamilton's back.
Yeah.
Linda Hamilton
You
is
don't see
back.
the photo? Oh, you can't see the photo. I put it up.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton is back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. So it looks like it reminds me again of the whole Halloween thing.
Right. I was just gonna say Halloween, where we got Jamie Lee Curtis back, and that got us all
John
excited. And they
Carpenter
did a good
back.
job. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
So everyone's
Oh,
involved.
okay.
So yeah, so I'm excited about this. And like I said, anything Terminator, I'll watch anything. So even if they'll make Terminator Salvation 2, I'll watch it.
did you watch Sarah Chronicles?
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah,
I
they were
loved
good.
it. It was really good. Yes. That's all the
shame
whole
they
I
thing.
didn't get to see
Yeah.
that one. I didn't get
No,
to
that-
see
that-
that.
It's
was
good.
pretty good
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
That's with Cersei, right? From Game of
Cersei
Thrones.
Lannister, yes, and
Yeah.
the girl from Firefly.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
No, but in terms of this Terminator, look, it's really hard for me because the franchise has been floppity doodah since part 2. Each movie hasn't been good. Like I mean,
I love part 3. I don't know.
I like 3.
Yeah,
it was
3.
okay.
That
Three is-
surprise ending on 3
Yes.
sold it. Yes, there were a couple of little things in there that were really stupid, but there were some good things. And then when the ending just saved it for me, and I'm like, okay, I get 4.
Oh,
Well,
man.
that's a different
Salvation.
story.
Yeah.
Salvation.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no,
and
no,
then
no.
Genesis just went right in the toilet bowl.
Genesis
that was
is-
just horrible. My thing is, as long as this doesn't go time travel, I'm good.
Well,
If we're
well,
gonna
how
keep doing
can
the
you
Terminator,
not?
Terminator's all time travel.
I know.
mean,
I'm saying like I'm talking about like multiple, like them going into multiple dimensions, like in Genesis. They went through like 80s
Maybe they
and then they
won't
went
do
all the way
that.
to 2000.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they learn
Yeah,
that lesson,
It was complicated. Genesis
Yeah.
was complicated.
It
It was
was
hard to
like-
follow.
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if this one is like Terminator 2, it starts off with the new T-1000 landing in whatever decade, and then he's like, "I'm here for Sarah Connor again and again and again." I'm like, all right, whatever. But
Your
again-
clothes, give them to me.
Oh man, let's just wait for the trailer because I know that's what everybody's gonna wait for. Because I'm dying to see how Arnold looks in
Saggy.
yeah, he's not gonna look too good. He's
He looked good in Genesis, though.
Genesis was mostly CGI.
Yeah,
It's
I was
not
gonna say,
even-
there's
yeah.
some CGI.
No, but
Yeah,
old
they're
Arnold
filling
looked
the
pretty
gaps,
good.
man.
Yeah, he's playing a new model. It's gonna be mucho CGI.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Arnold, when he prepares for a role, he prepares for a role.
yeah.
Oh no, like
I
I
Stallone.
take
saw
that
some
away from
pictures
him.
like him and Stallone. Yeah, they can still
Yeah.
rip and
Yeah.
shred if they want to, but
And did he have like open heart surgery or something?
Yeah, he had open heart.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody was
he got-
hurt. They were like, oh no,
Yeah, man. When I heard that because it
Yeah,
you know,
that's right,
Twitter
yeah.
when someone's name starts trending and you start to get scared.
Now, have
Now
you
you-
seen the pictures of his son?
Did you see the?
Bodybuilding?
Did you see his video? The son. He redid.
I didn't see the video, but he redid some poses.
No, he
The
redid
classic.
the whole scene of
Really?
Terminator 2. Him getting in the bike, and then he takes the glasses
Oh,
and
I
he
didn't
puts it
see
on.
that. No. Okay, that's cool.
I'll send you the link. It's
All right, yeah.
It looks exactly like his father.
Oh yeah, he does look exactly like him. Yeah, he can't deny it.
Yeah, give me your boots and your motorcycle. I'll say, you can play. Forget Arnold. Take your son. You could go young. But anyway,
Want your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
again.
You forgot to say please.
Oh man.
That was a great scene, man. That was.
Oh man. No, but all right. Now to the comedy part of the show.
Oh,
Well,
wait
here
a
we
minute.
go.
Okay.
So this is the one. Look, I knew this was gonna happen because I've been saying it for the longest. The
Look
Will
at Alex.
Smith
He's
genie.
like grinning from ear to ear.
This is the
Yeah.
best present
Oh,
that Disney gave to me.
He looks like the genie. Just imagine Alex right now, blue.
Oh, I look like the genie.
Look at him. Oh, if we could only tint that. So that we
I
could
could go blue. That
I'm the
would be
one
awesome.
who's blue here for some reason, but
Oh man.
Go ahead, Alex.
So
what are we talking about?
Disney released a new trailer to Aladdin.
yeah.
Teaser. Yeah.
Teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Which I mean, everyone knows the movie anyway, so I don't know why they're teasing it anyway. But anyway,
Right.
we got the first look of Jafar talking, which looks horrible, and we got Will Smith as the genie. All right,
Which looks
horrible. Even the whole internet is making fun of it. Now, my problem is, what could you do to fix it? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you could do or could have done.
they're in too deep right now. They can't fix it.
There's nothing you could.
But what? Okay, but wait, hold on.
Yeah,
I know
it's
you.
context,
I know you
though,
want
I
to
mean.
bash this.
I'm
Okay.
not bashing it, and everybody's bashing it. So don't make it seem like
No,
I'm the only
no.
one.
Wait.
Everybody's bashing it.
Hold on.
So
Hold on. You're right. Everyone's bashing it. I'm not saying that word. But I'm saying where you're bashing is that this is a one and done. Okay?
what do you mean one and done?
Well, you just said there's nothing they can do to fix it. We
No, they
don't know
can't.
that yet.
No, they
All we
can't.
saw was like 3 seconds of him,
Right. That
and there's still months left before the movie comes out, and they're doing a lot of post still. So, did the trailer and did he look bad? Yes, I admit he looked terrible. But can this thing be salvaged? You know, can it be saved? We'll see. I think it's still too early, and we only saw a snippet of it. Let's wait. I don't think we can say that he's done. That this is done, and they can't do anything. That was my only thing. Go ahead, continue.
I'm saying I don't think you could because you will not release a teaser trailer with him blue, knowing that people are gonna make fun of it. That's my thing. It's the same thing as Henry Cavill's Superman. They didn't release none of that footage until the movie came out. This movie, everyone was dying to see what Will Smith is, and they showed two versions. They showed Will Smith as a human, meaning that's the ending of the film, when Aladdin says, you know, you're human again, or whatever the hell. So
or the
that
very
means-
beginning. Maybe they
Yeah.
show his origin.
Yeah, it could be the beginning or the end. Other than that, everybody's like, how does he look blue? They gave it to you blue. So there's no way in hell that they're going to take this version and they go, oh, when the movie comes out, this is the version you're getting. A shitty CGI version of Will Smith as the genie. And now, he sounds horrible. And I know everybody's going to be, oh, Robert Williams, and everyone's going to compare it to, but it did not sound good. It sounded like him in Suicide Squad. It sounded like him in Bad Boys. It sounded like him in Wild Wild West. It's the same Will Smith. There was no
Well, what were you expecting though?
Look, but because the difference is that the only reason that I'm getting annoyed with this Disney crap is the fact that Robert Williams brought a persona that no one could emulate. He was five different voices as the genie. You bring an actor that's only one-dimensional on a character that's multi-dimensional. That's what I got mad at. I don't care if it's Will Smith. Will Smith is an A-list actor. But when you put him as the role as a genie, everyone wants to see a multiple day. And when you see the cartoon, he's animated. Will Smith is never animated. When do you see him doing multiple voices?
All
Yeah,
right.
and that's I think a very good point that you bring up is the whole Robin Williams thing. First of all, yeah, because of the suicide and all that, but he was a beloved actor before that, and so many facets and so many levels. And yes, in that movie alone, he did so many different roles. He was the original guy at the beginning of it, and then as the genie, he was multiple people. He's bringing out all these things, and it's true. I don't think Will Smith can bring that dimensionality, if that's a word, to that character. And we're trying to find that because we know that whole Robin Williams character when we look at the very first teaser and we don't see it and immediately we bash it. So I agree with your point, Alex, but also with what Pablo's going to say, maybe we need to wait and see. I don't think he's going to ever bring anything close to what Robin Williams brought to that character, but he might bring something different. And we're only seeing a very small portion of it. Maybe when they expand it, we see the whole thing, it might look better. I still think wait and see. Let's give it a shot.
Oh no! I'm gonna wait and see. I'm
I don't know about that.
I'm not, no.
You didn't say
No. Because I'm just saying is like if you're gonna compare the two actors' archive or filmology, when he was,
I don't think anybody can ever compare.
No.
Robin
But I'm
Williams
just saying in
role.
terms of acting ability or whatever. Robin Williams played Mrs. Doubtfire, and you couldn't even tell that he was a woman or a dude. Like you couldn't. Now Will Smith, I mean, you could pick any other movie, and I cannot see the distinguish between the two unless when he
Welcome
was
to
Ali.
Earth.
Yeah, and Welcome to Earth when he was Haman and Ali or whatever.
Oh, he was great as Ali.
He was good.
The greatest. That was very good. Yeah.
In that movie, not Bagger Vance.
He was in Bagger Vance. Yeah.
He was no, but that's not the one I'm thinking about.
Okay.
The one thing about that he's
What?
he has a son. And
Happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was excellent in that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like, oh, that's Will Smith.
Right.
So he's a talented actor. He's very charismatic.
Right. Yes.
So he has charisma on screen.
He could bring something to the role of the genie, but he'll never be the dimensions that Robin Williams was as that genie.
And that's my point with this movie. Did Disney know that people are going to compare? Because this is going to happen. And you know what? And you can't tell me, oh, no. Because you do. Because even with the Joker or the Batman, everyone compares them with the other films. So you can't tell
absolutely.
me with
Joaquin
this one-
Can I
Phoenix
make
has
the
got a
point?
really hard
Yeah.
road.
Can I make the point that I was
Go ahead.
I was going to make?
Go ahead.
And I'm someone that's bashing and having a good time with this as well. Okay, I'm having a great time with all the memes and reading everything and laughing. But here's my thing with this. And this was I don't think any of you guys got to see the Aladdin play, the Broadway show.
I'm going to
Oh,
see it
no,
in a
I
few
didn't
weeks.
see it,
Yeah,
no.
I actually
You
got to
saw
see
it?
it.
I'm going to see it in a few weeks.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
And before, right before I went to see it, I had that same thing in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of people did. How are they
How are
going
you going to do the genie? Right.
How are they going to do the genie? How are they going to do the Robin Williams genie?
Right.
And I went in there, and I don't know the actor's name who played the genie,
Yeah.
but let me tell you that he was amazing. And if you read reviews about the show, about the play, and you'll see that most critics say that he was great because he put in his own spin on it.
Right.
There was no Robin Williams, nothing on it.
Mhm.
It was his own. And the play was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was great. So when I heard that they were making a live action version of it, I immediately thought of the play. And I said, well, they did pull it off live action,
Right.
even though it's theater.
Good point.
They did pull it off. So they may be able to pull it off on screen as the live action. So that's why if Will Smith brings his own Will Smith, and try to move away from the Robin Williams thing, because we know no one can touch Robin Williams. We know that is just an iconic role that he did. If we can push it aside and see what he brings, maybe this can work. And that wasn't the main issue I had with the teaser. The CGI looked terrible. We know that. It looked kind of awful. But we do know that they have time to work on it, and we've seen how other CGI characters can be portrayed well, like Thanos last summer, right? That was Josh Groban. He's the
Brolin.
same. Josh Brolin, right? And when we were watching Thanos, we weren't thinking, "Oh, that's this guy."
Well,
We
yeah,
were
you
thinking
could.
he was Thanos.
He looks just like him. I don't know.
No, he
could.
did have a similarity,
Yeah.
but you into the movie and you're thinking that's Thanos. That's a real person, you know. And that's how good it looked. So we'll see as far as the CGI. My issue was more with the other main characters. I don't think Aladdin has the charisma and the persona. And if you notice, you know, they hardly showed him in the teaser. They just barely showed him. We were walking into the Cave of Wonders.
I don't even think.
You know?
So
I don't think he's the strong guy, and I think Disney might have more of an issue with that, or they're afraid more of that than the Will Smith thing. And I think Jafar too.
He does not. He does not.
Yeah, a lot of people had the problem with the voice, and I had a problem with the voice too. The voice wasn't menacing.
Nope.
And that was
right.
Jafar.
That's the thing about Jafar was menacing.
And
he was menacing.
And
he
had
was scary.
And he had an evil face.
Right,
Like
the
when
evil
you see
face.
him.
Yeah,
He
the
didn't
look
look like it.
The look was perfect.
Yeah. The look I wasn't so much concerned with because it was just a one quick shot of him. You know, we didn't see anything else. But the voice when he says, "Bring me the lamp," it just sounded so wimpy and so
Like, bring me the lamp.
Yeah.
Bring me the lamp, man.
It didn't.
Oh,
You know,
man.
things that did work obviously was the cinematography, that shot of the city, you know,
When they do Prince Ali.
when Aladdin enters as Prince Alibaba,
Yeah.
right, and they show the overhead, it looked gorgeous. It looks it looked great. That I got goosebumps. I was like, I can't wait to see that whole parade. That's gonna be great.
Now they did that live on stage too, right?
Yes, and it looked great. Yeah,
Okay.
and the highlight of the play is you gotta be a friend like me.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
that
are they going to
piece-
do that one? Oh, how are they going to do that one?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the play was great. It was great. I mean, I was getting goosebumps watching it. And the carpet ride, the way they did the carpet ride.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Well,
It
one
was so good. So, Alex, I know you're going in a few weeks. You know, again, go in, dismiss Robin Williams' version of it. You know that Aladdin. Just go in and watch it, and you're gonna love it because it's great.
Well, I saw the Lion King play live.
Okay.
I didn't see that one. I hear
That one,
one's good.
well, I went because it was an autism event. So we took our kids to see it. Let me just tell you, it was really good. And the thing,
I heard it's good.
Yeah, the thing with this that I'm like, okay, with the plays, I already know the plays are gonna be as good, are because they work with what they got. It's not like you're gonna have a CGI walls or whatever. It gives you an LED screen in the back and then make it night. So you could work what you got, and the actors are really good. The theater actors. But in terms of Aladdin, where I understand what you're saying that the play is awesome because it's not the Robin Williams. That I understand 100%. But my thing is that play is not a live action version of the cartoon. This movie is supposed to be selling you on the whole live action of the cartoon of 92 or whenever it came out in the 90s. This one's just a smaller version of that movie. It's not a longer version. Now, Disney is making this frame by frame version of 92. That's where I'm like, okay, so now you have all the CGI at your disposal and all this stuff. And of course, everyone wants to see, like, right there in the photo with Genie's mouth dropping all the way down. I don't know how that's going to work with Will Smith because that CGI is so horrible. That's going to look weird. I don't know. I'm not going to nitpick. I'm not going to do the whole show on Aladdin.
Maybe they should have done the whole thing CG. Right? Is he motion captured?
Yes. He has the bubbles. They showed him with the bubbles in front of the actors. And that's what I was telling you. You can't change it. Once it's done, it's done. And I'm like, Disney picked the wrong movie to do. This is a movie you should have never did. I say, Redon't. Bang!
I was going to say that segues right into our Redon't.
You know what they could have done is why and then this is another thing with Disney. You know, as much as I love these things, why don't they make them animated?
Yes.
Yeah, like Pixar.
Yeah, do a Pixar type thing. Yep.
Yeah,
And then what you
they
could have
can do
done,
that.
what you could have
That
done,
was a good reboot.
yeah, and what you could have done, before we go into our actual topic of the show, what you could have done was take all the snippets of Robert
His
Williams is
voice.
acting, and just put it to the animated, and then you don't need to worry about it because you get the original new actors doing Aladdin and Jasmine, while you have paying homage to Robert Williams with his original. And you can have new scenes too. You can have scenes that he recorded
so much more. That wasn't in the movie.
man.
Can
It's
I
amazing.
throw a little trivia about Aladdin real quick?
Throw it.
And
I'll catch it.
this is not not confirmed. It's something that I read, I think, one time, and if it's true or not, it's a great little story.
Yeah.
Robin Williams did Aladdin, and did the genie part for what do they call it? Just a regular rate, the SAG rate for an actor.
Oh, he took the pay cut.
Yes,
Yes.
he just took the standard cut, and it was such a great thing that the CEO of Disney later on realized, okay, he did this, it was fantastic, and because of his role, maybe Aladdin became more than what it was. And one thing that he gave him an original Picasso that he owned as a gift to Robin Williams for being the genie for Aladdin.
That's cool. And they gave him the starring Robert Williams. He didn't want that. He didn't want his name to be starring.
I didn't know that one either. Okay, so there we go.
He wanted the original actors that played Aladdin and Jasmine to be in the front runner, but since he's a big household name,
Right.
they used Robert, and he got mad. And I guess they gave here's a Picasso painting, sir.
This will calm you down.
Yeah, I guess he didn't get that mad, but I mean, hey,
What are our listeners saying on the chat line?
they said they're talking about Terminator. They said, "Oh, we know that the chick in the middle is Sarah Connor because I have a photo, and it's a younger than the other Hamilton."
The person.
Yeah,
The person in the middle.
yeah, but
Yes.
All right, so let's get into the reboot and redon't, because we went actually 30 minutes.
We
on
went
this.
a long time on this.
Yeah, we did. That's 30 minutes on movie news. That's how I hate
All right.
Aladdin. I was just joking. All right, so let's go reboot, redon't. So let's start with the reboots. So we're gonna choose whoever.
Well, let's
it doesn't
explain what
matter.
we're doing.
Yeah. So basically, what we're doing is we each chose a movie that hasn't been redone yet, rebooted yet.
Right. Yep.
And basically, we're gonna pick the cast that we think should helm the roles that of the reboot and why.
And why? Right.
And then on the redon't, we'll explain why you shouldn't redo that movie.
a specific
Yeah.
movie. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
The opposite. So Silvio, you lead us off.
Oh, I'm going first?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going with my reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a movie that has been rebooted many times.
I don't think he understands
I don't think you understand
concept
the
of
rules.
Well, here's the thing. Although it has been done many times, it has been done in many different ways. And a particular way that it was done more recently follows closely the original adaptation of the story, but it is completely different to the original intent. And I know I'm making this very cryptic and whatnot. I just wanted to keep it kind of mysterious, because what I want to reveal is my movie to reboot is The Phantom of the Opera, but not the musical. Now, here's the thing. The Phantom of the Opera was written in 1911, and it was released as a serial in a newspaper. It was written by Gaston Leroux in France. And it was released, like I said, in 1911. And then in 1916 or 1919, it was made for the very first time in a movie that has been lost because there's no prints left. It's one of those movies that has been lost to time because the silver inside the film and the original prints are all gone. We know that it was made, but we don't see it anymore. But later on...
in IMAX.
In IMAX.
They didn't have the chance to do that. But in 1925, a little
3D.
company called Universal
3D.
decided to try their hand a little more in the horror vein, because it was something that was working well. And they used this actor who was a stage actor, but special effects kind of guru for the time, Lon Chaney, who did a great job for them as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And he brought the Phantom to life in 1925 in the original silent film. That's what I want to reboot. I want to reboot the 1925 movie. Now, as I just mentioned, between 1925 and today, there have been so many reboots and iterations of the Phantom of the Opera. In 1943, it was done with Claude Rains, which was a movie that I remember watching, and it was my first introduction to the Phantom of the Opera. And then it was done in the Hammer time, and in between all of that, it was done in 1989 with Charles Dance, and we know him from Game of Thrones. He's the Lannister father. He was the Phantom. There was the Dario Argento production of it, where the Phantom was raised by rats. And then we have Freddy Krueger did a version of the Phantom of the Opera as well. And we've had other things like the Phantom of the Paradise, which was a rock and roll Phantom, the Phantom of the Mall. There's been so many versions of it. And of course, there's the Andrew Lloyd Webber 1986 Broadway production of Phantom of the Opera, which everybody knows and I love a lot, which later on became the 2004 Phantom of the Opera movie based on that, with Gerard Butler, and there's some good and bad about that. And if we don't know, Phantom of the Opera has been still playing in Broadway for 31 years now, the longest running show on Broadway. Now, here's the interesting thing about the Phantom of the Opera musical. It is the closest adaptation to the original book and the original 1925 movie than all of the other ones in the middle. But it's a musical. Now, I love it as a musical and it's great, but what I want to reboot is the original story, a closer adaptation to the book, and the original movie that Lon Chaney did, and make it what it is, a horror movie, you know, with that horror element and a part of the romance and a little bit of that. The fact that it takes place in an opera house and there is singing and there's that part of it, that's fine, but that can all be dubbed in. And I don't want that to be the main part of it, which is what the musical makes it. These are all incredible, talented singers that bring this to life. Well, that's fine and dandy. I want to bring the story to life, the original adaptation. And there's a lot there to be done. You know, I've listened to audio books. I've read the book, the original book. It's a little hard to read. It's Gothic. It's, Gaston Leroux wrote very similar style as Edgar Allan Poe, in that same vein. And it's a little slow at times. It picks up towards the end. And there was also a radio drama production, 4-parter, that you can find online, of the Phantom of the Opera. That was a very close representation to the original story. Well, that's what I want to take and make into my reboot. And can I go into the cast?
Oh yeah, you gave us the history.
I went in pretty deep. Sorry about that.
You went Internet Movie Database on us. The audio version.
The Phantom. One of the things about the Phantom is he's grotesquely deformed, incredibly deformed. That his mother didn't want him. His father rejected him originally. His mask was something that he had from a very young age. And later he becomes this guy who works for the Persians and for the Shah. And he devises torture chambers and things like that. So he's a deviant, but he's also an architectural genius, an engineer, a musical guy. And supposedly he has the voice that can transform and captivate somebody like Christine Daae later on. So I needed somebody who can be deformed but handsome and well built, and somebody that can captivate a young heroine. Okay. So my pick for Eric, which is the name of the Phantom, is Christopher Pine.
Wow.
And I think that he's the type of guy who can emote behind a mask, make it so that he can be handsome enough, but also deformed enough when the mask comes off, to really sell that on the big screen if it was a good adaptation of the original book and the original movie, just like Lon Chaney did.
Wow.
Now, there's 2 other principal actors in all this, and that's Raoul, who's the love interest that is trying to take Christine Daae and also fights with the Phantom and blah blah blah. And so he has to also be a handsome guy because he's depicted as a very aristocratic, high level vicomte, which is the brother to the count of whatever that means. It's some royal thing. But he's also a Navy officer and, very well put together and everything. So for him, I picked Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay. Wow,
So
that's very different.
Yeah, but another handsome actor who can really portray and fight against, and you could see him as a good love interest to Christine Daae. Now, Christine Daae is supposed to be a very young actress who's a ballerina and she can sing, and she's somebody who captivates this Phantom enough that he drops a chandelier on a whole bunch of people later on. Sorry, spoiler for something from 1925. But anyway, Christine Daae needs to be young, beautiful, and somebody who can emote very well. And somebody that I picked in this was Olivia Cooke from Ready Player One.
Okay.
A very young actress who just came out. She's also in the Life of Us, or it's a very recent movie that is got a ton of an ensemble with a lot of actors, and it's one of those real feel good type movies. But she's an up and coming actress. I saw her in Ready Player One. I think that she would be very good as a Christine Daae. Now, again, all of these people, I don't know if they can sing, but the singing part is not the strong part of this movie. I don't want this to be the musical. I want this to be Phantom of the Opera, the 1925 version. And the 1925 version, as we know, was a silent movie. So all the singing was, just, okay, there was a title card that said, oh, his voice is incredible. Well, that's fine. We can do that in post. We can dub it in. We can do little snippets of it, and that's fine. We don't need that to be a major part of the movie. I think the major part of the movie is the Phantom who, overcomes this young actress who he's teaching to sing, and there's a little bit of a love triangle there, but there's also a little bit of horror, and of course the chandelier dropping and people dying and people being hung. So yeah, I think that's the movie that needs a good reboot. And one more thing that I would cast is, if I'm going to put a special effects artist in this to give us the Phantom face that would scare us the way Lon Chaney did in 1925 when he took off the mask, and he didn't allow any pre-production pictures to be shown of him until this movie was released and people were horrified in the theater. I would pick Tom Savini to be the special effects makeup artist.
Wow.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's not bad. I mean, it's a weird cast. It's a weird cast, but that's not bad. Jake Gyllenhaal and Chris Pine working together. Maybe it could work. Pablo?
Can it work? Or my next?
Do you
like it?
I mean, he ain't saying nothing, so he wants to go to his thing. Go ahead. So do yours.
No, I think it's fine. I was never a fan of Phantom of the Opera, so I'm sorry. So,
well, as part of the dark universe that's being rebooted, Phantom of the Opera might be one of the ones that we'll see together with the Mummy, the Invisible Man, and all those other ones, all the Universal monsters.
And the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
In the Creature from Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Yeah, Pablo.
All right. Mine's not going to be as long because I didn't think this one through as much as that. But
so you didn't do your homework?
I did some homework. I don't know if I went through, but I will tell you this though. I did pick a movie that was never rebooted. In any
well, actually, it is. But it's funny. Again, we'll talk about it when.
No, it's a movie that has a sequel. But it's not a movie that's ever been rebooted.
No. Yeah, no. It's coming out next year, though. It's funny, though. That's why I was laughing when you picked it. I was like,
I've heard nothing of it.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it when you reveal it. I'm not going to say it.
Well, see, maybe they knew.
They knew, yeah. You're a genius.
Yeah, that's right. I am a genius. All right.
Go ahead.
This is a movie that came out in the 80s, 84, I think. My beloved decade. Mm-hmm. And it's a movie that was a big hit. Do we have time for Rock to jump in? Yeah, send him the link.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you should have texted me like that. It's very rude. Very rude in front of everybody.
Who, me? No, I mean it's live. So hey,
That's what I'm saying.
Ralph can join us. So definitely, yeah, send him the link and have him join us. So
ready for a 2-hour show, people.
all right, so I'll might as well be quick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm joking.
All right, so it's a movie that was very it was very popular. It was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's surprisingly, it's a movie that just never was rebooted. It just screams reboot, and it hasn't. And it has a little bit of humor. It has a little bit of horror. It's horrific enough, but it still caters to like a younger crowd. A PG-13 movie. It could be definitely a summer, big budget summer movie. And with today's technology, I think it'll look even more amazing. And it had a cast that wasn't particularly popular. Like it wasn't like sometimes there are certain movies, and I'll use Ghostbusters.
Whoa! What happened? That was the ultimate cliffhanger. You just dropped out.
Oh, because it started to spin. I thought Ralph was joining us.
No. You don't touch nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, but it started spinning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It started spinning, thinking that Ralph was jumping in, so that's why I stopped. All right, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're still holding up, man.
The minute he said Ghostbusters, it just went click.
There you go. Alex cut me off.
I cut you off.
First Aladdin and now Ghostbusters. All right. No, but see, the thing with Ghostbusters
touch
is that
lethal
you
weapon,
have
he's gonna just totally
I know,
cut
right?
you off.
It looked like he has his hand over a button or something.
I do. The red button.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the thing with the Ghostbusters is that you have a cast that the cast is tied to the movie.
Yes.
You know that if you take the cast out, it's gonna hurt the movie, which we've seen. But this is a movie that the cast, even though there was some semi-famous, like maybe B level actors, that you can take the cast out and you still have the core movie, so that's not a problem. And the movie I'm talking about is Gremlins.
Oh,
yeah, that would be a great reboot, I think. And who would play the cast? Well, again, like I said, even the main actor, I don't even know his name. I do know Phoebe Cates.
Okay.
Yeah, but she wasn't like she was like the supporting actor.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that if you put someone who's young, because it wasn't a high school kid, but he did live with his parents. But remember, he had a job in the bank. So he was much older. Yeah. I don't know if he was college level or not. I don't know. I don't remember if they explained that, but you can pick someone a little bit older. Hey guys, so I'm in the middle of my reboot, Ralph. So yeah, so if so I think someone like Tom Holland will be perfect in that because he's young. He's playing a high school kid in
I'm listening. What?
Go ahead.
He's playing a high school kid in.
And
somebody
shake Pablo.
All
right, we lost Pablo. Yes, we did. Holy crap.
It has nothing to do with me, right?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it's all about you.
No, seriously? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Did I mess up something?
Yes,
by
you did. I don't know. Something just happened. He'll join us in a second.
Yeah.
So.
You gotta.
All right. Oh man, I wanted to continue hearing his casting for Gremlins. Man.
It went from Tom Holland to nobody.
Yeah. Who's he going to replace Phoebe Cates with?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, she had a pretty good role in that film, but it wasn't like a sexy Phoebe Cates like Fast Times or anything like that. So it could be a lot of people. Well, we'll let him come back and give us his cast.
Is it? Can somebody text him or something? Find out what's going on, or
I
I'm
love
sorry.
this that is live. I mean, that's the best part about this.
Yeah. I can't multitask. So.
Because I jump in and then he gets cut off. So I'm wondering.
Yeah,
I mean,
well.
I'm wondering if there's a technical thing with that. Should I leave?
Yes. Go ahead, leave. Hey, Ralph, how you doing,
There you
man?
go. Wait, he's calling. Hold on, I got him.
He's coming back.
He's calling.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, there he is. I see. There he is. Okay. Phoebe
I don't see
Cates.
him.
Hold on, he's popping up. He should be popping in any minute now.
I can't hear him, but he's not talking, so we don't know.
I got the poltergeist going.
There he is. Yeah. All right, Phoebe Cates.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see you. There's something about Phoebe Cates.
I can't hear him or nothing.
I can't hear him or see him. Are you sure he's there? I think I should leave. I feel bad. I think I did this. I'm not kidding. I really think that there's some kind of technical thing.
Wait, hold on.
Should I get? Let me. You know what? Let me get off.
Oh boy, what happened here?
Silvio's good. What happened, Pablo?
Can you hear me, Alex?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. I can see both of you, and I was hearing and seeing Pablo. And
We just can't hear Pablo?
I can't.
I can hear Pablo.
There we go. There we go.
I
All
feel
right,
like
here we
this
go.
is a
do we
Brady
have?
Bunch.
There
There
we
was
go.
a time. Could have been a
Can you guys hear
and
me?
then the squares.
Yes.
And see me?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Technical difficulties is fixed. You pick the characters.
Oh man.
Now continue
Can
going.
you, now we lost Alex. Can
What?
we run one of those little graphics like back in the 70s?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Remember
not.
those?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now we
And
lost
then the
Alex,
screen,
so if we
then
lost
the screen
Alex-
pattern would come up.
You know what? I think I should leave.
No, it's not you.
feel
No,
really-
You can join
I
in.
mean, we've done 4 before.
I know, but that was when we all started and we all got on the air together. at
It's
the same
fine. It's
time.
fine.
Apparently me
People can
jumping
see
in
me.
did something.
People can see me.
No, let's wait for
It's
Alex.
the
Let's see if
only
we
thing
can
that
jump
makes
back in.
sense.
Can you hear
You
me?
know, we're going to lose our 3 or 4 listeners right now.
Oh
Can-
no, 3 or
can you
4
hear-
They're gonna say something
listeners.
like-
I apologize. I am late in the game.
No.
I actually took my beautiful wife
Hello?
out to,
Hello?
to,
Hello?
to this wonderful, nice dinner, Valentine's Eve dinner and stuff like that.
Hello?
I told the guys earlier I wasn't gonna make it, but then
Hello?
when I got home, I saw that you guys were online. I was like, oh my god, can I?
All right. Am I back?
Alex, can I
Yeah.
text? Can I
you
jump
go.
in? And he sent me the link. I was like, oh snap, cool. So I jumped in, and now Pablo's gone, and now
So it's Alex's
I'm
fault.
here.
Why did you send them the link?
I
You
think
shouldn't
so. I
have-
think my computer's
you
crapping
shouldn't
out.
have- Oh,
So, Silvio,
Well,
hey!
here's the question.
what
Yeah.
was your
is-
what was
is
your
it-
remakes?
Well, here's the question. Is anybody watching this on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, so
Not me.
listen, everybody who's listening, this is potentially going to be my fault. I believe they will blame me for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm gonna. I
No,
don't want.
don't
I
leave.
would leave because you'll be all alone now.
It'll be just me talking.
It'll be just you talking, and that's
All
it.
right.
Alex, I should go so that Pablo.
Is
can
he
get
stay?
back
No,
in.
no. Pablo's in. Are you in, Pablo?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. All right. Finish up. You were at Phoebe
You here?
Cates.
yeah. Finish up. Go ahead. You can hear me?
Everyone that's watching is probably laughing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting texts everywhere. People are laughing at. All right.
They're laughing. They're entertained.
There are
Because I'm
5
watching
people.
it on
You
YouTube
still
and
see
we're
Pablo?
live.
Yeah, we are
Okay.
live.
Well,
We
go
are-
All
ahead.
4 of us
Fin-
are live.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Finish up with your Phoebe Cates.
Yes.
All right.
Alex will join us up.
Okay.
Wait, I'm already
So
there.
I don't
Am
know who
here?
would play Phoebe Cakes. I just had Tom Holland.
You're a fantastic casting director, aren't you?
I know. I'm perfect. So yeah, I don't know who would play her, but it would
I'll
have to
give
be
you somebody.
someone. Again,
Chloe Morantz.
you know, I was thinking about her.
Yeah, the girl who played
She's-
Carrie.
Yes, I was thinking about her, but didn't she quit acting? I thought she.
Well, throw her a lot of money. She'll take it.
Gremlins could be a big summer.
There you go. Yeah, you've got the power.
Yeah.
Give her a big contract.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
actually,
cast her, yes.
I did think of her. So
I
yeah,
think she would
there
be
you go. So-
perfect.
yeah, there you go. So that would be
All right.
a new Gremlins. Do you think that the that today's audience or generation
Hello?
would want a Gremlins, and would it cater enough to like the older generation, like someone like me? For me personally, yeah, because I'm the one who brought it up. I would love
Right.
to see
And
it
and
again.
here's the thing. Yeah, you brought it up. I wasn't expecting it. None of us, because we didn't know each other's movies. So I was really surprised by it. And as you were talking, I was thinking, wow, that
Hello?
could really work. Because if you pick the two primary actors, and let's say those two actors that you picked, and plus we picked together, everything else is CGI right now. Just think about it. I mean, and if they could really put that together, and so it's good
Hello?
CGI, which they can do today, just imagine the stuff they can make those Gremlins do. They did everything practical back in 1984 on that, and it was just fantastic. You know, a Gremlin being exploded in the microwave. There was one in a blender. They're swinging off the rafters in that movie theater. I mean, it was really, really good and very well done. I can just imagine with good CGI, keep the story almost identical. You know,
Yeah.
keep the story the same with new actors and a good production. I think it'd be a hit.
I agree.
Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
What are we gonna do with this technical issue?
No, we
Because I don't
cannot.
I don't hear Alex
You know
at
what's
all.
happening,
No,
Alex?
I don't hear him. Yeah.
You know what it is? I see him in the live feed. I see everybody on the live feed. But
So do I.
see,
Yeah.
But from where I'm at, I see neither Pablo nor Alex or
Oh
hear him.
wow, really?
You didn't
So,
hear Pablo?
Everyone
I can't
can hear me.
him or see him in the same
Wow.
with Alex.
I just
now.
heard everything he just said.
Just
So
you. Just
what
you.
what about on the live feed? Is Pablo coming through?
I'm seeing all four of you in the live feed.
Okay.
Hearing
me
you and
too.
all.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
So it looks like it's our end. So should we all maybe disconnect and then come back?
okay.
Alec?
And apologize to everybody listening.
Yeah.
I just heard echo. So what are we gonna do?
All right, let's just disconnect.
Let's all sign up.
Okay, let's sign out and sign back in.
This is funny. In this commercial, but you can hear me, Ralph? Oh, sign out. Silvio. Oh, okay. Ralph, sign out. All right, so Silvio's back.
Okay.
This is funny.
This
This is funny.
talk about technical difficulties. man.
Yikes. Oh my God. This
You know,
is
crap never happens when we do podcasts.
well,
Just saying.
I think we should go back to podcasting. What do you think, everyone out there? Should we just go back to podcasting? Go back to podcasting. This will happen again.
All right.
All right,
So-
let's see. Ralph, you can hear us?
But I don't see you. I see you. I see you.
And do you see me?
I see you.
Okay.
No, I see you and Alex. I don't see Pablo. And
He hasn't
Well,
joined
Pablo's
yet.
not on yet.
He hasn't joined yet.
Yeah.
All right. So while
least-
we're waiting for Pablo,
Yeah, I'll do mine, but just
Go ahead.
mute your the sound because we can hear the delay coming.
yeah, we
through
hear the delay coming through.
Got it.
All right,
All right, here comes Pablo. All right, great.
Can you hear us, Pablo? Okay,
Yeah,
good. So
okay.
who did you pick? You didn't pick
He
the chick,
finished.
right?
No, he did finish. Oh yeah, he picked it. Well, we picked it for him.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Chloe,
gotcha.
Chloe Moranz.
All right, so mine's I'm gonna do it super quick. But
Before
anyway,
it cuts off.
before it gets cut off, until we get like a guest come. All right, so here we go. Mine's is a 1960 Psycho. That's what I'm gonna reboot.
Oh, okay.
But Psycho
Now,
was
It
done
was
already.
frame by frame.
it was a
wasn't
frame by
reboot.
frame reboot. Yes.
Yes. It wasn't rebooted. It was more frame by frame. But my cast is going to be 100 times better than the crap that they gave us in the 90s. So here we go. Leela Crane is the younger sister of Marilyn Crane, who got killed in the shower. There's none. She's going to be played by Michelle Williams. The boyfriend, Sam Loomis, is going to be played by Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
I don't know if you remember the character, but anyway, now Marilyn Crane. I was stumbling. I was like, who could play Marilyn? Because it has to be someone really good.
She's the girl in the shower.
Yes, she was the
Right.
Janet Lee. Clay
Yes.
Blanchett.
She might be a little old.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
point.
was
She
gonna
is
say she's a
old. She's
little
the
old,
older. She's the older sister.
Yeah,
And in the
no,
movie,
but
she's the oldest one.
still, I mean, she looked great in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, so I think
She's like
she.
older sister in Psycho 2 in 1982 or one.
How about Emily Blunt?
No, she's too young. Way too
No,
young.
I think Kate Blanchett can pull that off.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett. It's my movie. Why are you recasting my movie, damn it?
Pick another movie.
All right, here we go. Now, Norman Bates.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Drum
right.
roll, please.
Who?
Christian Bale.
Oh, what?
Christian Bale as Norman Bates. Oh,
no,
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
is it because of American
CGI
Psycho?
Will Smith.
oh my
No.
God.
Yeah, no.
CGI Will Smith. Oh, my.
That looks like Anthony Perkins.
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute. You picked Christian Bale.
Christian Bale as Norman
No,
Bates.
I can't believe you picked Christian
it-
Bale for anything.
The
You're
reason
not allowed
why-
to use them.
You're
I'm
not allowed to. Yes,
I'm not
you
allowed
hate him.
to. I do hate him, but when I was thinking, I said, let me sit back.
He's
and
American
let me-
Psycho.
Yes, he was excellent in that movie. And I was like, wait a minute. He's good, and he goes into the roles that he plays. And I was like,
Oh,
this guy.
Yeah, no
if I
debate
had to-
there.
Yeah, and I was like, if I had to pick an actor that could give me an actual psychopath, because we didn't get that. I mean, Anthony Perkins pulled it off, but Vince Vaughn did not do a good justice as Norman Bates. But the TV show did. That was a good one.
Oh, that's
the TV
true.
Show.
You know, but the thing with Christian Bale, he said he will no longer do any of that, body modification for acting
He probably
anymore.
doesn't
'cause-
have to.
Yeah, but you know what? It's
'cause
my
it hurt-
movie,
it
so
hurt him.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
care
is
what
your
he
movie.
says. I say you a fish, you a CGI fish.
Can I pick a better Norman Bates for you?
Who you got for Norman Bates?
The guy who played Pennywise, Skarsgård.
No. You need an Oscar award winner.
Got shot down.
Wow.
Maybe he can play Phantom.
What about the kid that what's his name? The one that plays Spider-Man right now in the
Tom Holland.
he's
as
in
Norman
my
Bates.
movie already.
He's already
He
in
got
Pablo's
casted
movie.
in Pablo's
Yeah, he's already-
Gremlins.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He's the
too
only
busy.
one casted.
yeah, he's busy.
He would work.
His agent said no.
He's young enough,
Yeah, but the psycho you want is an actual a little bit older.
Yeah,
Because
that's
remember,
true.
the
Yeah,
mom
he is,
the
yeah.
mom is dead. So you have to have him in his mid 39 to 40-ish.
Thanks for spoiling Psycho for us.
How about Josh
it's from the
Brolin?
He was
60s.
that old. I don't think he was that old in
What
the
Phantom?
original.
Josh
Who?
Brolin.
Josh Brolin?
Too old.
Actually, Josh Brolin could play Sam Loomis. If you really think about it. If it's black and white, because you could smooth out the face.
Oh, you want it in black and white?
I would do it black and white. I love black and white film.
Nah, it should be in color.
No. Takes
No.
It's a
away.
reboot.
No. Black and white. Keep it
I
black.
agree with
What-
Pablo.
what
black and
about-
white.
What about the Phantom of the Opera? Is that going to be in black and white too?
No,
So,
color.
yeah, no, his
I'm
is color.
sorry.
He got Tom Savini as his,
So why
his
can't
special
Psycho be
effects.
in color?
Tom's
Because it's my freaking movie and I want to do it black and white. Guess what? I would do it black and white. How about that? I would do it color. I don't know. Psycho 2 was in color and 3 and 4. It worked because it gave the green of the house and certain.
But you say you don't
Stitches.
want the shot by shot as the original.
I never
one, so
said the
to-
movie was going to be shot by shot. The house is going to be in it, but everything else
Oh,
is going
but
to be a
like, you're
remodeled
right. You
take.
said that because I said it was already was redone. It was
Yeah,
rebooted.
no, it was.
And you
Yeah.
said no, it was because it was shot by shot.
Yeah.
I said if you want to move away from that, like have somebody else's take on it, their own interpretation and vision, make it in color.
Well, they did with Bates Motel. It was in color. I mean, that was an excellent show.
Yeah, but that was more of a prequel.
No, yeah, but they had
Yeah,
the
it
house
was.
there too.
Yeah, but it
So
was a
worked.
prequel. It wasn't a reboot of the movie.
It was a semi reboot. It was
No,
a
because it
was-
wasn't a retelling of the story.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
No, it was. But at the end of the show, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's no more. Like the season ended with Ralph saw it. It's a kind of
Yeah, it leads
Psycho
up to
1
the
and then
Psycho movie.
Okay, yeah, but
It's like-
still, it's still not a re. Okay.
No, I know what you're
All right.
saying. It's a prequel for season 1 through 4, but then 5 is basically Psycho 1. It's just like it's like kaput. But Rihanna's in it. She plays Marilyn Crane in the show. So let me just tell you, that's god awful. I'm just saying that was a bad casting.
And why Rihanna, for God's sake?
I don't know. I mean, I know because Janet Leigh was an. I just did not understand why they picked her as Marilyn Crane. I just did not.
They
get
thought
it.
they were gonna get more ratings by
Yeah.
doing that.
What else has Rihanna done? Oh,
She
she was
did
in
Battleship.
Oh my God. Yeah,
she
there's
was
a
in,
good resume point.
She was in Ocean's Age. She was pretty good in that, actually. I can't front.
Well, she was part of an ensemble cast.
Yeah,
There,
she was in the background.
Yeah.
She wasn't the
No,
front.
her scenes were
but-
good. I'm
But
not
in
gonna-
Battleship, she's what? Manning
Oh
a
yeah, she's terrible.
gun
In
and-
Battleship.
Yeah, she was not.
Well, that
you
whole
know.
movie was bad.
Remember in Battleship, I was like, "No, please don't say it. Please don't say it."
Was
and then
she-
they say it.
G4.
No, you sunk my battleship.
Oh.
They were about to, you know it's coming. And I remember watching the movie. I'm saying to myself, "Please don't say it. Please don't say it. Please don't say it."
You
So
said it.
I didn't see the movie, so I don't know.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
no.
save yourself. That movie was god awful.
Oh,
I
it was
wasn't-
really bad.
I could tell from the preview. I just didn't want.
All right, Ralph, do you got a reboot?
I have a reboot.
What you got?
This is and you know what's funny? It's following along the same lines as you, Alex, because it's from the same director, from the same mastermind behind Psycho. I'm talking
Hitchcock?
about Alfred Hitchcock. The remake I'm talking about is The Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a movie
The
that was
Birds.
never done.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it was never done. And if you watch that movie, it is filled with dread. Like there's the suspense there.
One of my
You
favorite
know,
movies.
it's one of those. That's one of those movies I'll never forget. Growing up watching it time and time again, whenever it came on, I was like, I'm going to watch this. You know, because The Birds. What I liked about it was that there was no real explanation as to why all of a sudden these birds in this particular part of the world started going crazy like this and just started attacking people at random.
Bodega
There was
Bay.
never an explanation.
Yep.
You know, I mean, there was this one scene where the lady was when they were in the diner before the gas station blew up. Remember that part? And there was a little old lady there with a beret, being all
was an
knowledgeable.
ornithologist,
She was trying
yes.
to drop some She was trying to
Yep.
drop some knowledge about all that.
Yep.
But you know, it's still. And at that point, it made you go, "Oh snap!" You know, she knows some stuff. Could this be the end?
Yeah.
You know, are the birds wanting to reclaim the planet?
She dropped one of the greatest lines when she said, "If different breeds of birds flock together, it would be the end of us." And you know, because that's not supposed to happen. And then all of a sudden, you see
And that's
seagulls
what
and
was
pigeons
happening.
and whatever was happening. You know, and
Crows and seagulls.
and
Those
crows,
were the main ones.
Yep.
Crows and seagulls, and there were other birds too. But it was crazy. Now, to see a remake for something like that, obviously there will be some CGI involved. I would like to think they'll use
A
real
lot of
birds.
CGI.
too.
Maybe the
yes.
whole movie would be.
Yeah, but a lot of
CGI.
CGI.
No, they
yeah.
should use real birds too.
Well, they're gonna cut costs, my friend. That's what
make
they're gonna do now.
make it believable. Make it
Yeah,
believable.
sure.
Did
you
you
know,
see Will Smith
and-
as a genie?
No, I did see Will Smith as the
Go
genie.
back and re-listen to our podcast.
Dude, I was watching that. I saw the preview for that, and I was like,
All right, we're not gonna go
something's
through all
wrong.
of that again.
Something doesn't feel right.
Let's continue with the
I
birds.
looked at Will Smith, and I was like, on West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground. You know, like it was like I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work.
It looked like it looked like Will Smith was like robbing a bank, and like the money blew up on him.
He said, "Yo!" It just splat right in front of him.
You know, I saw that, and I was like, and then I saw the Frozen 2 trailer that dropped today, and I felt better because that, you know, I'm excited about that. Anyway, hey, I wanted to just end with that note about that. Now, back to the birds.
Yes, back
Who
to the
do
birds,
I want to star?
Yes.
Okay. There were two main characters, really. What are you laughing at?
He said
Tom Holland.
Who?
Tom Holland.
No, he wouldn't fit this part. Go ahead.
No,
yes,
no,
there
no,
was,
no.
there was
The woman first. There was the woman, right?
Yeah.
The blonde head lady.
The blonde head lady. I forgot her name.
Melanie
I
Griffith's
think-
mom.
Yes. Yes. I think the person that would play that part would be this girl.
Oh, that one. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
She's been in a few movies. Oh God, she was.
Okay, somebody
Not her
wasn't
name.
prepared with his
I'm
homework.
not good with names. I didn't know I was going to be here tonight.
Emily Blunt.
No. Remember the girl from she was in a lot of movies. She's been in a lot of movies already. She was in
Olivia Cook.
Let me give you the names. Let me give you the names of the movies.
Betty White.
Glenn Close.
Sharon Stone. Phoebe Cates.
No, this is a
Sally
young one.
Fields.
This is a young one. The one from Coño. The one from Zombieland.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
She's way too young for the
No,
birds.
not anymore.
No,
Not anymore.
She could fit
She might
that
do
role.
it.
Yeah, she could fit that role. Yeah.
I could see Emma
Because she
Stone
was a
doing that.
socialite, and somebody
Yeah.
kind
Well,
of.
it's a reboot, so you can do whatever decade.
You can do whatever you
exactly.
want.
And
Yeah,
the
but
guy,
no,
and the
that
guy
could kind
would
of
be.
fit.
The guy could be anybody, to be honest.
Tom Holland.
If you want, sure.
Pablo's Tom Holland. He picked everybody for Tom Holland.
How about what's his face from Mad Men?
Oh, the guy everyone wants as Batman.
Yeah, no, but he would probably fit this role pretty good because it was Rod Taylor who did it for the original.
Ben
Bird.
Affleck could be the guy.
No. John
If he's
Hamm.
in it, it'll become a
John
Ben
Hamm.
Affleck movie, and it'll no longer be the
Right,
Birds.
no.
You're right.
I
You don't
think
want.
John
You don't
Hamm
want.
would do a good job.
I agree, Pablo. Don't you hate it when star becomes a star to the point that it's not about the movie anymore, but about the star? That's a problem.
And I would say if this was 10 years earlier, I'd say Bryan Cranston. But right now he's a little too old.
Oh
but,
no, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. But 10 years ago, maybe he could have done that role.
I'll tell you what, with the birds and let's say they do it's gonna be CGI. There'll be a lot of good cinematography because Alfred Hitchcock has some scenes in that movie that look so freaking creepy.
It is good. It is
Absolutely.
good. And you know what? Let it not just be ghosts and
crows. Yeah, I would add like sand cranes and egret.
Like I would add parakeets,
pterodactyls.
I would imagine a whole bunch of penguins going at you.
Yeah, penguins.
Well,
Everybody.
penguins don't fly, man.
Well, what about
Right,
Jake?
they wobble to
like
you and
their
peck you to
ankles and
death.
stuff? They come waddling over.
Yeah,
You
a whole
can
bunch
have-
of
gas
real
station.
fast.
You can have James Wan
Like
direct.
Ramon.
James Wan directed
James
what the
Wan
birds.
can direct
Bird.
the birds.
He's a big fan of
That would
Alfred
be
Hitchcock.
good. James Wan
He
would
is.
be a very good director.
No.
I believe he is. That's one
James
of his
Wan could direct Psycho because he will know how to flip the cameras on people when he's Norman Bates and his mom is doing the conflict. That's a good director for Psycho, James Wan.
And the birds.
That's why he
And
would
the
be a good
birds.
director for the birds.
Actually,
Yeah.
he's director for any horror movie. Just throw in James Wan. It's like, James
Yeah,
Wan.
Pretty much.
I'd like to add for Ralph's movie there some ostriches and some
Pink flamingos.
yes, it's standing on one leg.
Looking at you with dread.
Yeah, with that curved beak. You get a couple of toucans come in there. And,
Oh my god.
yeah, follow your nose.
All right, so let's do the redon'ts.
Well, what does the chat say?
The chat says
They all gone from the technical.
Nobody left.
there's 6 people.
Ooh, okay. So
Whoa,
what do
they
say?
stuck with us after the
Yeah,
technical.
we should
No,
have
they said
technical
you clowns,
difficulties.
and they
more
said
often.
Emma Stone. Everyone's laughing because you didn't know what the name of the actress was.
I forgot.
Way to
He
go,
said that
Ralph.
lady that was in every movie,
Yeah, thank you for joining.
Oh, the lady that was in a few movies,
in a few movies.
and then
Yeah,
many
I'm
movies.
terrible with
movies.
names. I'm terrible with names. I have to like write it down and make sure I wasn't. I didn't expect to be here, guys. I actually didn't.
All
no, at
right,
the last
so
minute.
let's pick the we don'ts. Quick.
Okay. We
So,
don't.
we don'ts. Pablo.
All right, this one is a movie that actually the director said that he will never do, and it's a movie that, okay, you would think in today's technological age with what movies can do, with the with CGI and just with everything they can do today, I would think this movie would look great, right? But that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, because it is a type of movie that is just such a classic that
Don't
you
touch
just
it.
cannot recreate. Exactly. And that is Jaws.
No, they
Yes.
shouldn't touch those.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
Jaws
agree,
should-
100%. Yep.
We are all in
Never.
favor.
Yep. Yes,
Aye.
absolutely.
Aye.
Yeah. Yeah. What do the
Touch
people
Jaws.
online say?
Do you guys agree Jaws should never be remade? I
Jo-
think half
no.
of these people don't
Yeah.
even know if they've seen Jaws. Like they're millennials. They were like, "What's a Jaws?"
Isn't
Yeah,
that
what's the
Meg?
Jaws?
Is
Wait,
that the sequel to Meg's son?
is it about this?
Is that Deep Blue Sea?
Jaws.
Deep Blue
This
Sea. Oh my
documentary
god.
on dentistry.
Dumb egg.
Is that Shark Week?
Sharknado's prequel.
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
Oh man.
Nah,
But all right,
man.
so we all agree.
We
Jaws
all
should
agree.
not.
Yes.
All right, I'll do mine's quick.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mine's is a movie that should never be touched. Yes, like Pablo said, with the CGI now, it could look 100 times better. But no, the Blu-ray when they redid it on Blu-ray, it just made it look more beautiful than what it is back in the 80s. And I say, Back to the Future should never be redone.
Agreed.
I'm with you on that one.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Nobody should be
Don't touch
touching
it.
that.
Yep.
Nobody could touch that DeLorean except Marty McFly.
That's right. Let me tell you, some movies are just that kind of immortal. They're timeless. When the movie's timeless like that, you know, it's funny.
I
Back
mean,
to the
just think
Future
about it. I
timeless.
mean, we watch that movie over and over again. We see the DeLorean and we accept it all. But if it was a brand new movie being made and they put a DeLorean into it, it wouldn't even feel the same. So they would ruin it just by putting the DeLorean, the original DeLorean in. And if they put another car into it, they'd ruin it again. So absolutely right, Alex. It should never be touched.
Yeah, and I know, like you just said, I have a feeling what they would do is,
Put a blue Will Smith in it.
Oh my God, that's what
Or
they
a
would
Tesla.
do. Oh, that's what they would do. They would say,
Yeah.
you know what, a DeLorean, and then the guy goes, "Oh, that's too old for me," and then they'll
Right.
redo it into a brand new Tesla.
Oh,
and it's like,
no.
No
I
way, man.
say
No way.
no
Yeah.
to free.
Never,
Back to
ever.
the- Yep.
What does the thread say?
The thread said that Jaws was already made, called Meg.
No.
So I say Back to the Future. Ralph, what do you say should never be touched?
Go with Silvio first because
All right,
I'm
Silvio.
kind of worried about what he might say before I say it. I don't want to. Go ahead.
What? Yeah, Silvio.
My brother from another mother over there in horror
Yeah.
might come up with the same one I came up with. Well,
So we're just gonna say the birds.
Oh, Halloween. It's like, hey, they already rebooted it.
and
Yeah,
those
they
have
were-
already been touched and they screwed them up. And
Yeah.
that's why this one should never be touched. Although the theme of it has been touched over and over again. And I can understand why. But if they ever try to remake this one with the original story, the original book, which spawned actually 2 movies. And the story behind it was so impactful. And the movie that was made generated so many scares. It's been called the greatest horror movie ever made, the scariest movie ever made. And it should never be done ever again. And that's The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Do not ever make the original Exorcist.
Never
They've made
touch
The
that.
Exorcist of Emily Rose. They've remade a series, and
The
that's
prequel.
fine. Yes. Oh, okay. Everything is fine, but do not ever remake The Exorcist.
Because let me tell you something. They've made Evil Dead. They've done The Exorcism
So many,
of Emily
right.
Rose. They've done
Absolutely.
The Conjuring. They've
The
done
genre
The
is-
Right. They've
Yes.
done, so many.
Right. But they
that
can never.
The Last
They can never.
Exorcism.
Right. Absolutely.
Right?
But they can
So,
never remake
they
what
can't.
The Exorcist originally did, and that
Yeah.
original story can never be redone. Shouldn't be touched.
Right.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's so hard because with that one, I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm not as big of a horror fan as you guys, but the only thing is that as a horror franchise that The Exorcist is, I could see them taking the rights and making a brand new Exorcist. I'm just saying, because Chucky
It wouldn't-
is already getting rebooted, and that
Right.
looks god awful. I
Right.
mean, Think about it. They didn't even show Chucky talking. Why? Because everyone knows the minute that they know that Chucky's voice is not the original guy, no one's going to go see that damn thing in the theater.
But the thing about that one, and maybe, Halloween and Friday the 13th, it doesn't have the gravitas that The Exorcist originally had. That it was condemned by the Catholic Church, even though the guy who wrote it, but
wasn't there but there were Catholic priests that were advisors to this thing.
That's why they condemned him.
But overall, the Catholic Church did not approve of the original movie, The Exorcist, even though Blatty, who wrote it, was a very devout Christian and Catholic, and he wanted to bring to light that this is a way to really accept the Catholic Church and all of a lot of things about it. Even though this was kind of demonic and ugly and whatnot, it showed, that ugly part of it all. But, overall, the whole, I don't want to get into the whole religious part of it, but, he wanted to bring up Catholicism through it. Some Catholics have later on said yes, but back in the day, and we're talking 1973, 1974, the Catholic Church condemned this movie. And other Christian evangelicals condemned it. Billy Graham even came as far to say that the actual print of The Exorcist was haunted and possessed and that it was evil. Yeah, I know. You make that face. That's the same face I make as I'm trying to say this. That was condemned. In fact, I was in Catholic school when I saw this movie. I was 9 years old, about to turn 10. And I mentioned it. I was in the 4th grade. I mentioned it to my teacher at the time, who was Sister somebody or whatever. I don't remember her name, but she was a nun. And I mentioned just offhand that my mom was going to take me to see The Exorcist. Now, back then, movies stayed in the theaters for a very long time, not like now. Back then when they had legs, just like Jaws or The Exorcist or any of those movies, they stayed on for months and months and months. The Exorcist came out in December of 1973. I didn't see it until about March or April of the following year, 1974. And I kind of mentioned it offhand to the sister, and she said, "Oh, please don't go see that. You should never go see that. I will pray for you."
Well, at least she prayed for you.
Yeah, she did pray for me.
So
that's good.
So we got Jaws.
But anyway,
Jaws, Back to the Future, Exorcist. Ralph agrees. I assume you agree. All right. So there you go. That's the 3.
Yeah. Those are
So let's get quick. I'm not gonna play the intro or nothing. What we've been watching, and then we end the show because we're about to pump the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. So. All right. Silvio.
So very quickly. Last week I brought up a quick note about why the X-Men, the Last Man, was why the X-Men. I'm thinking about the poster that was behind me last week. No, why the Last Man, which was a graphic novel that's going to become a movie. So there were a couple of graphic novels that became movies. That I revisited this past week. One of them was The Road to Perdition. The reason I watched that is my son is a Tom Hanks fan who hadn't seen this movie, so we put that one on and we enjoyed it. I have not read the graphic novel. I do want to read it because the movie was so good and Tom Hanks did such a great job in it, because we all know Tom Hanks as the kind of guy who's a lovable character, and in this movie he was, although a good-natured hitman, he was still a hitman. He's somebody who killed people. So it was a very interesting role for him, and it was great to see Tom Hanks in it. The other graphic novel that also became a great movie was A History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen. And very good movie done by David Cronenberg. And as we know, he's a very descriptive and very visual director, if you know some of his previous stuff. History of Violence does not disappoint there. And in the opening scene is a very long shot, which was extremely violent and had, the killing of a child in it. And it was a despicable scene that put you right into the movie, which was titled A History of Violence. So it puts you right into it. It's a very well made movie. And again, a very good graphic novel that I have not read. It's part of my reading list that was on my Comixology subscription that I've let lapse. So somehow I have to go back and find those graphic novels and at the comic book store, pick them up and read them, because I've heard that they're very, very good, and even better than the movies. And those movies were very, very good.
All right, Pablo.
The only one I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to just be really quickly, I'm just going to just mention it really, is Netflix documentary, The Two Killings of Sam Cooke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
A very, very good documentary. For those that do not know Sam Cooke, he started off as a gospel singer, and then became like one of the biggest like soul singers, superstars.
Yep.
But he also was an activist, and his death was like, it was questioned how he died, and many people think that it was, well, just watch the documentary, because it has to do with the civil rights movement, and it's well done, and also I've been getting more into like music documentaries, and the reason I watched this was funny enough is I was on Twitter, and Van Dance, the guy who plays Silvio in Sopranos, who's Zach
Van Zandt.
Van Zandt, him.
Yeah, Van Zandt. Yeah.
Who happens to be the guitar player of Bruce Springsteen's
Bruce
East Street
Springsteen's,
Band.
yes, East Street Band, yes.
So he was on Twitter and he tweeted, he says, everyone, you have to watch this movie. It is a very good documentary. And since I was sick over the weekend, I said, yeah, let me watch this. Very, very good documentary, very informative. I love documentaries, especially, those that are involved with music and musicians and production. So definitely check it out. The Two Killings of Sam Cooke. And he had a great voice. I mean, I knew of his music. I didn't really know much about him, but when they play his music and they show like all the different, like they show the engineers and the producers who work with it, and they show them listening to it, and they what an incredible voice. Oh my goodness. So yeah, definitely check it out.
All right, I'll go quick because Ralph just joined us, so I'll go quick. So I finished Punisher season 2.
Nice.
It was, to me, wasn't a good season. It was flat. You could tell that towards the end they rushed it because they don't know if they're gonna get canceled or not. So they did a lot of stupid things towards the end, but it had a cool ending. I mean, if you're a Punisher fan, you might like it. You might not. The story is very slow in this one. But again, it was here or there. But I was happy I finished it because I was like, Jesus Christ, 13 episodes. It was dragging. I was like,
I liked it. I binge watched that.
The next one I saw was Upgrade. Pablo's was driving me nuts with this Upgrade movie.
I gotta watch that one.
So this movie, how can I explain it? In terms of action, it was really good. Action was awesome. Midway towards the ending of the movie, to me, it just became every other movie that's sci-fi. It's a sci-fi movie.
It became cliched.
Very cliche.
You're right. It is cliche. That I will give you that. It has a nice twist at the end that I enjoyed. But yeah, you're right. It was, it's cliche. It's a sci-fi flick, low budget sci-fi flick. Not, not much, is
Not
there.
much there.
But yeah, but it like you said, I loved the fight scenes and the creative ways they did with the camera work and all that.
That was one thing I was gonna say. In terms of the way he portrayed the world, now I understand why they gave him Escape from New York, because it's gonna be the same way as Upgrade. It's just gonna be the same.
Oh, that's the guy who's been making Escape from New York?
Yes, he's writing and
That's the
directing.
movie they should not remake.
Well, they are. Sorry to tell you, they are.
Right there.
But anyway, from this movie, you get to see the world from Escape from New York version of it, I guess. But again, like Pablo said, when the action picks up, the action does pick up, and there was a lot of creative things that they did that I was very intrigued, and it's funny because I told my wife that this upgrade should have been a TV show, and I would have been all up in it. If it was like a 10 episode like Netflix show or whatever you want to call it, it's actually had a potential to be a good TV show, especially with everything that they put in the movie. Other than that, it's a cliche science fiction movie, but it was good. If you like action, you like John Wick action, you like science fiction movies like
RoboCop.
yeah, RoboCop, Blade Runner, all those Demolition Man,
Cyberpunk. That's what it reminded me.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that. Those type of campy science fiction movies, like in the Eighth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Total Recall, like all that crap is cramped into this movie, and it's a pretty cool watch, but very cliche towards the end. Other than that, Ralph, what you watched?
I saw a very not so cliched horror film over the weekend. The Prodigy came out this past weekend, so I went to the theater and I saw it, and I liked it. I did a review of it on Strange Planet NYC as a horror and coffee review, and it was unique. And here's how it was unique: it didn't have to do with demons or ghosts. That's everybody's been doing that. This had to do with a different kind of phenomena or religious belief, actually, called reincarnation. It's one of those. And if I'm not gonna give anything away because as soon as I say something, you guys are hey, shut up.
Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna see it. So but
I
think,
away.
Yeah, spoiler my friend.
You can tell from the movie. You can tell from the movie that, or you could. I was able to pick up early on in the movie that the boy, that there was a connection between him and
Wait. I'm just kidding.
Dr. Spoiler.
Oh man.
No. So there's this connection between a serial killer who died and a little boy that was born. And
Child's Play.
Yeah.
It's been done.
It's been done. Actually, there was a horror movie in the 70s called Audrey Rose. Remember that one, Sylvia?
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
It was about reincarnation.
Yeah.
It
Audrey
started
Rose.
young
Any
Anthony
of us if we
Hopkins.
remembered it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Why
What?
didn't you ask any of us if we remember? We probably would remember that too.
There was an
Sylvia-
episode.
Did you remember
Sylvia was
Audrey
old
Rose,
enough to
Pablo?
remember
I
it.
know.
There was an episode of X-Files where the lady carved sister on the guy in the people's chest or brother, and it was
Yeah.
a reincarnation episode.
Do you remember that
okay.
one, Pablo?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, that was a really good
Yeah,
one.
because it was
That
X-Files.
That was a good one. That was
So no, so it reminded me a lot. There were a lot of callbacks to Audrey Rose. So that was pretty cool. But it also, to me, it felt like it was also a callback to Child's Play. Instead of a doll, it was a boy.
He put his hand on it. It was like Amade Badu.
He started speaking in Hungarian in his sleep, and the mother was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Well, his
So
switch
the
was
serial killer was
bad.
Hungarian.
Good.
And so there was this conflict between the soul of the boy's actual soul and the soul of the killer that was in him, that grew up with him all these years. It's crazy because it's
That
an
is
8-year
child's play.
span. It's weird, but I liked it, so I gave it a good rating, and that was it. Great
That's
movie.
not bad, but there's been a lot of movies that done it.
Not that many, but not like this. This was a little different. Okay, fine. It wasn't a. It was a.
Child's
They
Play
did it with
1,
a doll.
Child's Play 2,
Right,
Bride of
Mommy?
Chucky,
Right, if here it was the
Chucky,
living
Chucky.
boy that took. In this
Cult of
case,
Chucky.
it was the. In this case, it was
Child's
the
Play
boy.
reboot.
Child's
Sorry.
Play.
In this case, it was the boy
Driver's
that
license.
it took 8 years of him growing since he was born for those sociopathic things to start like surfacing.
Oh, so it's like Annabelle 2 creations, and then they lead it to Annabelle 1, right? I mean, I'm just telling you. I don't know. I think I remember the movie was a reincarnation.
Well, that involves another doll, but that's
Yeah.
not the point. But whatever. Yeah.
It's
But
a
it
lot
was
of
good.
dollars,
I liked
man.
it. I liked it. It's not bad.
Hey, you like it. That's the point.
I liked it.
You like it. That's the good part.
That was it.
College.
That's well, the child's play thing that's funny. I mean, before we end it, is the fact that they rebooted the movie, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2 months from now, they're doing the Child's Play TV show with the original actor that does Chucky's voice. That's why he's not
I
in the
didn't know
movie.
that.
Yeah,
really?
Brad Dolph is reprising the role for the TV show with the original creator, and then the movie has nothing to do with those guys. That's why they never
really
showed.
stupid, man.
That's why they never showed Chucky talking, because Chucky's voice is somewhere else. He's playing another Chucky.
He's in post production.
He's in post, but he has the missing eye. He's not done yet. But yeah, all right, we'll end it here, Ralph. Please, since you
Strange
joined the
Plant.
show, just plug it in.
The guy here who ruined
Half the damn show.
webcam.
Yeah,
half
yeah,
the
way to go,
half the
Ralph.
webcast,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're screwing it all up.
yeah.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah.
And
I hope it was a good meal you had.
I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Damn it, ruined the show.
Happy Valentine's Day.
shut up.
Like the movie.
Strange Planet NYC is my channel. Go check it out on YouTube. It's my channel. Please consider subscribing. Tap on the bell so you can get notifications of new content. Thank you.
Silvio.
Aboutmen.com. But that's it. I'm going to tell y'all, go watch Phantom of the Opera in 1925. It's on YouTube. It's public domain. It's a silent movie. Watch it. Enjoy it.
You know what's funny before I plug everything in? I think this is the 10th time you plugged Phantom of the Opera.
I am a Phantom fan. Because
man.
I'll save that for another show. But
Oh,
You should be there for Halloween.
he's already been.
I already
Halloween.
done it.
He was.
Okay. Never
Send us the photo.
I'll send you the photos.
He has the Matador cape. The
That's
like
right.
the
I got the
magician.
cape. I got the tuxedo. I got the whole thing, man.
He has the hat. The poop. Anyway.
Oh, Ralph, you didn't talk about Walking Dead.
No, let's keep
no,
going.
no,
Talk about that
we're
next.
talking
We're
about
done
that.
about that
We're
next
done.
week. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, next week. Pablo, what's wrong with you, bro?
So sick.
Yeah, way to go, Pablo.
Talk about
Yeah.
it next week. It's good. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
to mention.
Yeah, I mean,
put it in the content.
Ralph is gonna talk about how Michonne is leaving after season 10. So that's gonna be a lot of topics.
Yeah, that's
next
part
week
of
for
it, but okay.
All right. Other than that, you follow us at Wide Range Media at Twitter.
What
Wide
about
Range Media.
Pablo?
Oh yeah, Pablo. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Oh man,
Laughing.
Why are you rubbing the microphone?
At PJ
He's
Rake.
like,
you
oh,
sound so shit.
No, the thing is loose. This thing is loose. I have to be careful.
you're like,
Oh,
you
so
can
that's why
follow
you sound like that because
me.
the thing is loose.
Yeah, he's like, you
Oh.
can follow me on Twitter.
Follow me, man.
At PJ Rake.
I'm on
At PJ
Twitter, man.
RAKE. For all
Yeah,
names.
follow me
He's like,
on Twitter.
you can follow me
You rub the mic.
Stop,
Twitter
man.
at PJ
It's a
Rake.
family show.
I ain't doing nothing. He's just rubbing his microphone.
Yeah, okay.
You can follow us at
There's no euphemism. He's just rubbing his microphone.
He's just rubbing his microphone. You sick people.
Not me, just Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph is weird. See, he has dinner and doesn't know that.
What are you doing?
You can follow us at Wide Range Media at Twitter, Wide Range Media _ webcast at Instagram. Other than that, we'll catch you later.